Hey there, Star Wars fans. Welcome back to the Hyperspace Database. I'm Jonesy the Mandalorian here with today's topic, the Consular class cruiser. The Consular Light Cruiser, or the Republic Cruiser, was a starship used by the Galactic Republic prior to and during the Clone Wars. It was developed by the Corellian Engineering Corporation as an unarmed vessel, being primarily used for diplomatic and peaceful missions. The Consular Cruiser was a medium-sized transport ship that was used to ferry important diplomats and Republic personnel throughout the galaxy. It was painted primarily red, because red was the sign of diplomatic immunity in the Galactic Republic, though this didn't stop some factions from attacking the peaceful ships. Taking a look inside the cruiser, we see that there were two different decks that were accessible by a lift tube at the rear of the ship. The topmost deck housed the bridge, navigator stations, and crew lounges. Behind that, down a small ramp, were the upper deck staterooms, where dignitaries and ambassadors were housed. The lower deck housed the crew quarters, captain's quarters, and several lounges for general assembly. The frontmost part of the ship on the lower deck was where the Salon pod was located, which could also double as a large conference room, seating up to 16 beings comfortably. One interesting feature about this pod was that it was the primary escape pod for the guests on board, as it would detach and break away from the ship, while the two crew escape pods were further back in the ship, closer to the main docking rings. Many of the ship's functions were regulated to droid operators, as a part of a security feature, so that if the ship were attacked and destroyed, only a skeleton crew would be lost or captured. In The Phantom Menace, Qui-Gon Jinn and Obi-Wan Kenobi were dispatched to Naboo aboard the Consular-class cruiser Radiant 7 to negotiate with the Neimoidians who were holding the planet hostage, with a blockade of Lucrehulk battleships. The Jedi were allowed to land under the pretense of peace, as the consular ship was not to be attacked, but Darth Sidious did not want the Jedi involved, so he had the Neimoidians destroy the Radiant 7, killing the crew in a surprise attack, giving them no chance to raise their shields. After this initial conflict, the following Clone Wars brought about the need for military-grade ships, and so Project Supercharger was born, which took several ships developed by the Corellian Engineering Corporation and upgraded them to be military-grade. The Consular Cruiser was upgraded with thicker plate armor, faster engines, and armed with heavy turbo lasers, laser cannons, and concussion missile launchers. This upgraded, larger model was then dubbed the Charger C70 Retrofit, and was used throughout the Clone Wars as a light armed cruiser. Many of these ships had the traditional paint job of the Republic Navy, being mainly white with red trim, and many featured the symbol of the Open Circle Fleet, which was an armada that saw major action on the Outer Rim, under the command of Obi-Wan Kenobi, one half of the Circle, and Anakin Skywalker, the other half. These ships were known to often dock with the larger Venator-class Star Destroyers, though on one rare occasion, Jedi Aayla Secura's C-70 attempted to dock in the middle of a battle, but before it could dock, it was damaged by Vulture droids and forced into an uncontrolled hyperspace jump. While they narrowly escaped plowing through the hull of the Venator, due to the navigation systems being damaged, they nearly ran through the heart of a star before they were able to cycle the ship's power and crash land on the planet Meriden. Many years later, after the rise of the Empire, the Consular and C-70 refit were mostly mothballed and replaced with other newer Imperial craft. So CEC produced its direct successor, the CR-90 Corellian Corvette, which saw use in the civilian sector, and was used by many different factions and independent parties during the time of the Empire, including the Rebel Alliance. The Consular Cruiser was the go-to transport for important dignitaries and politicians, and the C-70 refit was an essential part of the Republic Navy, and both of these ships served with distinction in their respective fields during their time of service for the Galactic Republic. Want to know more about great Star Wars topics like this one? Hit those like and subscribe buttons, and you can check out my other videos for more great Star Wars content. Be sure to chat with me in the comments because I really want to hear from you. Thank you so much for watching this episode, and I will see you in the next one.